Hey, this is Nat, and we're off our couch in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Fredericksburg, Virginia is about 48 miles south of Washington, D.C., and 53 miles north of Richmond, and is a city known for both their colonial and Civil War history. As the boyhood home of the first President of the United States, George Washington, and home to two battles of the Civil War, the city is steeped in history, and there's a historical marker on pretty much every corner. And I don't say that as a phrase or an exaggeration. We ran into historical markers nearly everywhere we travel in the city. So although we're not here to explore the vast history of the city, we can't help but run across a lot of historical information as we seek out fun, kid-friendly activities to do here in Fredericksburg. And this video is all about enjoying Fredericksburg with kids. We're indoors, outdoors, eating, playing. We cover a nice assortment of activities in our opinion as we discuss kid-friendly fun activities to enjoy here. And we travel with our kids to the vast majority of places that we go. So I'd like to take a kid-friendly approach to a lot of the places that we visit, especially places like Fredericksburg that are really saturated with history. So if that's something that's helpful to you and your travels, please subscribe if you've yet to do so, and keep getting off the couch with us, please. So on to activity number one, and our first stop, or stops I should say, are the murals of Fredericksburg. Last year, London traveled here to Fredericksburg alone, and he saw a lot of murals. We're seeing some of the same ones that London had the chance to check out last year, and a few more. Fredericksburg is a city full of murals, more murals than we can show in this video, and I'll include the link in the description box to the map of the murals. I love murals. It's a fun, free way to entertain both adults and kids, in my opinion. They're creative and beautiful and make great photo ops, and in some cases they'll tell you a lot about the city, which is great. It's a great way to learn more about a city and to get familiar with a city that you really don't know well. And we're accomplishing all of that as we check out the different murals. Our search for murals leads us right to our next activity. We're outside of Sprelly, posing and looking at the murals that are on both sides of the building. We're excited to get into the shop too. It's cold. We are here in March at the start of spring, and you know how spring likes to take its sweet time coming in. Also, we have never been to a gourmet nut butter spreads and jelly store. I know many of us have had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich before, but have you ever had a gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich? I haven't, the kids haven't, but now that we're within the store, we're seeking out ingredients so we can make and eat our first gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Sprelly has a unique way of determining which nut butter pairs well with which jelly. So we're receiving a demonstration from the incredibly friendly staff member, and if the slices of bread meet or kiss, then you have a match made in PB&J heaven. I'm not a hopeless romantic, but I do enjoy a good love story, especially when it has a tasty ending. So after tasting a couple of different nut butter spreads and jellies, we're picking up the salted butterscotch peanut butter and raspberry Zinfandel jam, two spreads that are just meant to be. Okay, so I have ran to the store, picked up bread, and now I am back in the hotel room making a gourmet PB&J sandwich, or as my son likes to call them, a SBPB and RZJ sandwich. And I'll be honest, I'm not a PB&J fan. I don't really eat PB&J sandwiches, but I am enjoying my SBPB and RZJ sandwich. These spreads are good too on crackers and waffles, we're told. Next time we'll have to try some other matches. In the meanwhile, we are trying a new dessert place for us as well. Artisan small batch ice cream from Blue Cow. Blue Cow has locations around Virginia, and we're at this colorful, bright, and charming shop here in Fredericksburg to check out all of the unique flavors available. We will most definitely try 4 of these flavors that we're gaping at right now, because there's a flight on the menu offering 4 different ice cream scoops, and I love flights. I cannot resist a flight, so that is what we're getting. I'll choose a flavor, the kids will both choose a flavor, and we'll see what the 4th flavor ends up being. London's not with us to choose one, he's at work, so We'll see. We'll see what we end up getting for that fourth one. So starting with what we know now, my son is picking the banana pudding, a southern treat made with caramelized bananas and Nilla wafers. And then he added a topping of waffle cone pieces with a dash of sprinkles. Are you all banana pudding fans? Tell me in the comments. My mom makes it with a meringue topping that's fresh out of the oven, so it's warm banana pudding. It is just, whoa, wow. It's all of the emotions. Back to the cold treats. My daughter has chosen cookies and cream with sprinkles. Cookies and cream is a classic, a favorite. Can't go wrong there. And I chose the sea salt brickle. Talk about all of the emotions. I'm feeling joy with every bite, sadness as my scoop is dwindling, and pure amazement too. I feel this is the most flavorful ice cream flavor I've ever tried. It's just that good. And our fourth flavor is going to be birthday cake. And there are huge chunks of yellow cake within this ice cream. And no need to add sprinkles as a topping because the sprinkles are already added in. So that's the scoop on Blue Cow ice cream, our third fun activity here in Fredericksburg. For our fourth activity, London is heading out for a night of fun with the kids at Funland, and it's going to tell us all about it.
Alright guys, Nat has some editing to do, so I'm going to go ahead and take the kids over to Funland of Fredericksburg. Funland is the largest family entertainment center in the Virginia, Maryland, and DC area. They have rides and games, both indoor and outdoor, on 7 acres of land. With it being so cold outside right now, the outside attractions are all closed, but I still think I made the right choice because there's so much to do in their 40,000 square foot indoor facility. As we know, a place like this isn't cheap, but they do offer several discounts. We opted for the Twilight Pass, which gives you a $20 discount on the Fun Pass Plus Day Pass, which runs from 7 p.m. to closing. That makes the tickets about $37 a head. Now this is an unlimited pass to all the attractions, both inside and out, along with the non-ticketed video games. There are a ton of video games, a dark ride, laser tag, mini bowling, spinning bumper cars, climbing courses, sky trail with a zip line, the frog hopper, and a fun mini roller coaster called Twist and Shout. Now we're going to take it slow and start out walking the floor and try out a few of the games first. So what we're finding out about this place is that they're stacked. They have the classic games along with a lot of the newer games, and they're all in working order, which is very nice because a lot of times we'll hit an arcade and the games aren't working. Next we're heading over to Buzzy's Spin Out, which are just bumper cars that spin around in circles like crazy. My son and I had a blast on this ride. Now my 6-year-old was big enough to drive one of these, but she couldn't figure out quite how to do it. However mad she might be, her brother's making it up to her now by taking her on Twist and Shout, which is a fun little indoor spinning coaster that the whole family can enjoy. My kids are loving every minute of it and will ride it multiple times before the night's done. Next up is the Frog Hopper, which is the classic bouncing ride that you find at a lot of amusement parks these days. My daughter especially loves these things, and it's going to be near impossible to tear her away from this thing. Right next to the Frog Hopper are mini bowling lanes. Nat may be a little jealous because she's been wanting to do this for a while, but we had to get a couple of rounds in since it was included as well. We decided to end our night at the Sky Trail and climbing courses. My son loves going around the Sky Trail and then getting the zip line over all the video games and people. Now we're pretty much done here for the night. And I'd say the only things we didn't get to do was play laser tag, try the food at Tailgaters, and try the dark ride, just due to the fact that I couldn't get my kids off Twist and Shout and Frog Hopper, and we ran out of time. Now as far as the outside is concerned, Funland has a 3-tier go-kart track, a kids go-kart track, mini golf, a fun slide, and a bunch of other fun rides. But I'll just leave a link in the description box for the rest. We've had a great time at Funland and would definitely recommend that if you're in the Fredericksburg area and you're looking for something fun to do with the kids, check them out.
Hello again, I'm back, and it's my turn to play some games with the kids. So the following day, we're making our way to Reclam Arcade. Looks like Reclaim Video, an old school video rental store from the past on the outside, and with all of the videotapes, Betamax, and Laserdiscs on the shelves within the store. It looks like that too on the inside. My kids are having so much fun picking up the VHS tapes, and then their facial expressions change to terror as the tapes fall out of the cover and they think they broke something. So you can't rent these tapes from here, but you can play any of these VHS tapes. I'm having such a hard time saying VHS. It's been so long since I've had to say that. Anyways, you can play any of these VHS tapes on the TV or any other Laserdisc here in the 1980s console living room. You can also play Atari 2600 and watch some network TV from the 80s within the console living room as well. This is all available along with the pinball machines and over 70 arcade cabinets with an all-day arcade pass. London talked about discounts, now it's my turn to talk discounts. Be sure to check Reclam Arcade's website and social media accounts for discounts that may be available on certain days. For this trip, we snagged a buy one pass, get one free offer, so definitely be sure to check out the website or the social media accounts if you're going to be planning ahead. The all-day arcade pass means you have access to all of this entertainment, the VHS tapes, the network TV, the Atari 2600, the 70 plus vintage arcade games and pinball machines from the 70s, 80s, and 90s all day. It means you can even leave and come back. If you're a kid from the 70s, 80s, and 90s or enjoy vintage games, I'll shout out your favorite game in the comments or even your favorite TV show. I still watch some of my favorite shows from the 80s and 90s now, on a regular basis too. My son is just discovering and having a blast with the vintage game Wizard of War. It looks like Pac-Man to me with weapons. I've never heard of the game before. I looked it up and it is a game where players have to fight through monster-infested mazes. So it makes sense. It reminds me a lot of Pac-Man. I did find the game box for Wizard of War in the console living room also. If you're familiar with this era, you have to spend some time during your visit and check out all of the vintage items in the living room. What do you recognize and how much do you recognize? Let me mention too, since there's a huge possibility you'll spend a lot of time here, maybe all day, food is available along with craft beer, wine, and cider from the Power Up food truck. So if you're spending time in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and if you're a fan of vintage arcade games, pinball machines, the 70s, 80s, and 90s, consider one of your trip days planned. We have just one final day here in Fredericksburg, and it's warming up, so we're heading outside for our final 3 fun kid-friendly activities. For our 6th activity, the city of Fredericksburg offers an Otter-ly amazing scavenger hunt. It's a search for bronze otter sculptures, and you can pick up your map at the visitor center and then follow the hints to find the sculptures all around town. Once you find a sculpture like the one we see here at Riverfront Park, scan the QR code at the base, learn more about the otter and its special location, then take your map back to the visitor center for a prize. Since we are at Riverfront Park, as I just mentioned, we'll keep talking about the park because it is our 7th fun kid-friendly activity. All of this space to play, exactly what the kids need after being in a hotel room all week. This park is nearly 4 acres. It is the city's first smart park, offering free Wi-Fi, solar-powered lights, and security cameras. Currently, there are no restrooms here. They are on their way though. The visitor center where we were just at talking about the Otter-ly amazing map is just a couple of blocks away, and they do have restrooms there. In addition to having an interactive water feature, play equipment, hills, and play structures, there's also space just to sit and chill, read a book perhaps. And since it is named Riverfront Park, it is on the river, the Rappahannock River. I really like this view, but I'll admit I fell in love with the views of the Rappahannock River from the Rappahannock River Heritage Trail, our 8th and final kid-friendly activity that we're enjoying during our stay in Fredericksburg. The Rappahannock River Heritage Trail is a 1.6-mile paved pathway that connects 2 parts of the canal path. So if you walk them both, it's about a 3.4-mile loop. Walking the Rappahannock River Heritage Trail will take you through historic mills and an Indian punch bowl site, a bowl-shaped indention that was said to have been carved by Native Americans to mix poison for their arrows. If we had more time, we would most definitely walk more of this trail, check out more of the sights. To be honest though, we are fully enthralled with this sight of the river. This river is what my son and I first noticed when we started driving around this week. And now he has to make sure he has pictures to take home with him. It's just beautiful. You know how we were talking about that scavenger hunt earlier with the bronze otter statues? The reason the city chose otters for the scavenger hunt is because otters living in a river are a sign of good water quality. And since cleanup efforts of this river have been made, otters have started to return to the river. How wonderful. We personally haven't seen any otters. We have seen a lot of ducks, and they're fun to watch because some are just flowing with the river. So we will end the video as well as our time here in Fredericksburg at this beautiful river. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for getting off the couch with us. We definitely enjoyed our time here exploring these 8 kid-friendly activities. And I want to mention too, besides the activities, the kids and I just really enjoyed seeing the different colors, the different plants, the different trees. Nature that we normally don't see in Florida. So we had a blast just walking around and seeing that too. If you like this video, if you found this video helpful with your plans, please hit the thumbs up button. And if you do have upcoming plans, tell us about it, please. Also, if you have more kid-friendly fun activities that you want to add to the list, feel free to jot those down in the comments. We would love to hear those. Most likely, we'll probably end up back in Fredericksburg next year. And let us know too, are you going to check out any of the activities that we enjoyed on our trip? Is there a must from our list? And where else will you be checking out while in Fredericksburg? Next video, we're back in St. Augustine, Florida, checking out another attraction, Marineland Dolphin Adventure. Marineland first started out as an underwater film studio and is the world's first oceanarium. Now it's primarily a dolphin experience located on a beautiful beach, River to Sea Preserve. So join us next video, subscribe please if you get to do so, and we'll explore the activities and history of Marineland and walk this gorgeous beach as well. It's been a little while since we've been on the beach, so we're looking forward to it, and we would love for you all to join us. Thank you so much for joining us here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Thanks for checking out these fun activities around Fredericksburg with us. We always appreciate you all getting off the couch with us, and we appreciate all of the likes, comments, and shares also. Without your support, these adventures do not happen, so thank you. Until next week, click on the video to see another one of our experiences. Thanks for watching.